Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Matala. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you, colleagues?
Good, thanks.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's 2 minutes before afternoon. All right. Good afternoon. I think I'm just going to kick it off already because it's 12 o'clock and I've been told that we're supposed to be very strict on time. We've only just been given an hour. So I am going to start. I'm Matlhogonolo Thabane, Associate Professor in the Department of Criminology and Security Science and part of the College of Law. So I am going to be your program director today. So like I said, I'm going to be very strict on time. I'm going to ask Mr. Matala to immediately jump on and welcome us. Welcome students, welcome colleagues. But can I please ask Mr. Matala, Manager of Tuition in the College of Law, Tuition and Engaged Scholarship, to please do the official opening and welcome. Mr. Matala, are you there? Good afternoon. Am I audible, Ms. Leonard? I feel like I'm talking to myself.
No, you definitely are audible.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for that, colleague. I don't know if Mr. Makala was speaking earlier on, but his mic is muted. Mr. Matala? Okay, Ms. Leonard, I don't know if you are able to help me on your side.
I'm trying to get a hold of Mr. Matlala. Maybe we can accept that the students are welcomed. They're going to be warmly welcomed by Mr. Matlala. Maybe we can move on with the program, and I'll try and get a hold of Mr. Matlala so that he can warmly welcome all of the students to this particular presentation.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
So I have done the unofficial welcome, and I will move on with the program. So just a little bit of some few rules. We are going to be very strict on time. So if you do have questions, just post them in the chat, and then after every presentation, those questions will be attended to. So for the sake of time, we might not be able to attend to every single question, but the presentations that are going to be presented today, you are definitely going to be receiving them. So our first presenter, who's already put his presentation on the screen, is Professor Fitz. Prof, you can go ahead and do your presentation. Thank you very much, Prof.
Thank you, Prof, for the introduction and welcome everyone. My name is Prof Fitz, and I'm the chairperson of the Academic Integrity and Research Ethics Committee. Today I'm going to talk about academic integrity and what is the purpose and scope of it. Now, this is a framework that is there to ensure that academic integrity is rigorously assured and proactively defended in all aspects of teaching and scholarship. This is covered by the UNISA Academic Quality and Standards and Integrity Policy. Next slide, please. Now, if you look into the College of Law, what does it mean, academic integrity? Academic integrity means behaving with the values of honesty, fairness, truthfulness, trustworthiness, courage, responsibility, and respect in relation to academic work. The academic integrity framework aims to develop a holistic, systematic, and consistent approach to address academic integrity across the entire college. Now, if we look into the type of misconduct that we want to sensitize the students about, is when you act dishonestly. Now, when you act dishonestly is in connection with academic work, including assisting or getting another person to do your work. That is regarded as acting dishonestly, and we see it as a gross violation, and you can be charged disciplinarily for this. Then we have cheating. It's improper conduct in the examination or other assessment task, including taking unauthorized study material and aids into an examination, copying from another student, and sitting in the examination for another student. Now, most of you guys know that we are a fully online exam. Now we have different tools that exist that we're monitoring students, and students are not aware that we can monitor them while they sit at home and writing exams. This proctoring tools that we are using can be turned off at any time to see whether there's anyone that is doing the exam on your behalf, or whether whether you are talking to some other people. We also have a GPS, a system where we can actually trace where you're writing and who is in your closer proximity when you're writing. Then we have recycling work that has been prepared for one unit by presenting it as original work for another unit, or representing work previously submitted for an incomplete or failed unit unless specific appropriate permission is given. This goes hand in hand with plagiarism, when you want to own work that doesn't belong to you, that was done by someone else. And then we have collusion, presenting a product of unauthorized collaboration as an independent work, or copying or attempting to copy another person's work and pass it off as one of your own work, or knowingly allowing work to be copied and passed off as work of another person. The last one is plagiarism. As I already touched on it, is fraudulently, deliberately, or negligibly using the work of other persons without due acknowledgement and claiming it in one's own academic work or other purpose. This is in brief the different areas that we have in academic misconduct, where we as academic integrity focus and see that we as an institution make sure that there is integrity in our office, in our college, and everyone is respected. And we actually will make sure that you as students have this and know this, and make sure that you comply with it. Now, this policy will be given to you as part of a module, or your lecturer will orientate you with regard to academic misconduct and academic integrity. There's also the different policies on the internet that you can access to make sure that you are complying in terms of academic integrity in the college. If you have any questions or questions that you want to ask me later on, you know we run against time, you are welcome to contact me. Can you go to the last slide, please? You are welcome to contact me on my email address, and thank you for your time. Thank you, Professor, Program Director. My time, I think I did.
Thank
do
you.
well with
You
my
were
time.
so good. You did so well on time. Thank you so much, Prof. And also just a reminder to our students that we are going to be emailing you all the presentations that are going to be done today. So don't stress about whether you're going to be getting the information or not. All right, thank you very much. And our next speaker is our colleague from the library services, and she's going to be orientating you on the UNISA library. So if we can please have Ms. Naidu to please address our students.
Good morning, everyone. I hope that you can hear me clearly. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, ma'am, you're very audible. You can go ahead. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. So somebody is sharing my presentation. You can go to slideshow, please. Thank you so much. So good morning, everyone. I'm Yegis Naidu. I'm the personal librarian, and I'm based in the Makunya campus. Next slide, please. Today, I'm going to be focusing on using the UNISA library services and resources for lifelong research skills throughout your research journey. So to all the students out there, just remember that the UNISA library has an extensive range of information resources, and it forms an integral part of your journey towards completing your degree or your research successfully. So we have two personal librarians. I'm the personal librarian responsible for the postgraduate students and the academics within the School of Law. And I've given you my email address. And we also have Mr. Seppo Constable, who's responsible for the postgrad students and the academics within the School of Criminal Justice. So just to give you a little bit of background to the services offered by the personal librarian. So as I mentioned, each college has a personal librarian, and we are based in the Makunya campus, but most of our work is done online. So we offer research support and research skills, and this is actually our main focus, and our scope is actually targeted towards the postgraduate students. We are responsible for training you on how to use the resources for your research, and this includes subject-specific assistance in the use of appropriate subject databases. We also assist you on finding full-text articles, case law legislation, how to use and search the library catalog, and also the use of reference management tools. Next. We also guide you through your research journey by equipping you with resources to enhance your research skills. So we also offer one-on-one training and group training sessions, and we are actually urging you to attend these sessions so that you can self-skill and you will depend less on your branch librarians and your personal librarians. We offer general library orientation as well. So please make sure if you haven't received any notification on My UNISA, you should actually contact your branch librarian for the undergraduates and contact your personal librarians postgraduates. Next, understanding a literature search. Please make sure that you understand what this service entails. So the literature search request can be done online, and it's a service that's offered by our information search librarians, whereby a comprehensive search for you is done depending on the keywords and the topic that you have submitted. So it's a reading list. It's a comprehensive list that's actually it's done, or it's sent to you after you have actually made a request online for such a search, depending on the keywords and the topic that you have submitted. If you have any queries, please email lib-search@unisa.ac.za, and this slide will actually speak to the procedure that you will use if you want to request a literature search service. Next, please. Please make sure, especially the postgrad students, but I know that there are also first-year students who are engaged with research methodology modules. So please make sure that you understand what are the reference management tools that we use, and I'm referring especially to RefWorks. So in order for you to keep track of your literature, you will encounter or you will need to facilitate or use a reference manager. So in order for you to work in a very efficient manner, we subscribe to RefWorks. So a reference manager, also known as a citation manager, is the software you will use to handle references and full text documents, and also assist you with writing out or with generating a bibliography or a footnote. So instead of doing this manually, you can use an online reference manager such as RefWorks. So remember that we have different styles. The School of Law will use Oscola, and the School of Criminal Justice uses the Harvard style. Please make sure that you study the referencing guidelines. So for the School of Law, make sure that you get hold of the tutorial letter 302. And for the School of Criminal Justice, the referencing guidelines are in the tutorial letter 301. So please make sure that you do not depend totally on the online tool. You will need to use RefWorks in conjunction with the referencing guidelines in your respective tutorial letters. If you haven't received training on Oscola or on Harvard, please contact undergraduates will contact the branch librarians, and the postgraduate students will contact their personal librarians. So also take note that undergraduate students, you will receive meticulous services from your branch librarians located in the various regions. And I've included on this slide email addresses if you need further information, training, or queries regarding your research. So that's the email addresses there. So we also have a very important tool, which is the Law LibGuide, and you can peruse through this link later on. Next slide. I also encourage postgrad students to join my team, where you can access training material, recordings, announcements, and very important library documentation for your research throughout your research journey. So those postgrad students who are not part of my team yet, please make sure that you join my team. Next. For those postgrad students, and I'm emphasizing postgrad students only who require a one-on-one training session with me, there's a link here where you can book a session with me. So please use this link to book a session with me. Thank you. On this last slide, I've included important email addresses. So for your perusal, for example, if you need to make a general inquiry, I've put in an email address there. And if you need technical assistance, there's various email addresses. Please take note, all Turnitin inquiries must be sent to turnitin@unisa.ac.za. I am still really inundated with many queries regarding Turnitin, and unfortunately I cannot assist you because I am not linked to the Turnitin platform. You must email turnitin@unisa.ac.za if you have any queries regarding Turnitin. Thank you so much for listening, and this was a very short orientation. Please remember that you may contact me at a later stage regarding your queries. And good luck with your studies, everyone.
Thank you very much, colleague. Much appreciated. I think one thing that UNISA students don't appreciate is the fact that we actually have the greatest and the biggest library in Africa. And I think we just don't use the library enough. I see Mr. Matlala is in the platform. I see Ms. Leonard's hand is also up. So I would actually like to give Mr. Matlala this opportunity to officially welcome us. I did an unofficial welcoming, but I think it is fitting for Mr. Matlala to do the official welcome. Then we will resume our presentations. Sorry, Ms. Leonard, can I take your hand? Yes, after Mr. Matlala has welcomed us. Mr. Matlala, sorry, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do the official welcoming.
Thank you. Can you hear me, Chair?
Yes.
Okay, let me just go right at it. My apologies, problems with load shedding and connectivity. But let me just get onto it. Dear students and UNISTANs all round, on behalf of the Deanery in the College of Law, it brings me immeasurable pleasure to extend a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. As we commence with the 2024 academic year together as Imbomba, in oneness as a solid unit, we are excited to walk the teaching and learning journey with you. Whether you are a returning student or stepping into our community for the first time, your presence truly enriches our vibrant academic tapestry, and we are sincerely thrilled to have you with us. Today's orientation indeed signifies the inauguration of an exhilarating phase in your academic odyssey, and I mean that in a good way. This important session is meticulously crafted to acquaint you with the diverse dimensions of the College of Law and to equip you with the necessary insights into our resources and support systems. Above all, we hope the session will foster connections amongst yourselves as fellow students and our staff members who are dedicated to aiding your success in this learning journey. This session is an essential part of your journey. It is, of course, the starting point of your student walk, a walk that will take you to success. Success that we hope and pray will rub off on our national imperatives of economic development. For the skills we want to impart to you are critical to our economy. Matlala dares to say, we are here to assist if you will embrace our humble offer to assist. Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, he once said, and I quote, "Education is not a way to escape poverty. It is a way of fighting it," close quote. I leave that upon you to ponder upon. Ask yourself, why am I here at this Shagazulu Musheshwe Sikukuni Hinza and not August University of the land of our ancestors? What value you will be to this institution, society, your family, and yourself before you are of value or become an asset to the international community? With this Makuba or Impep, that is the African incense, and Motsoko, Ukwai, that is snuff. May the great spirits of Africa be with us all. Once again, welcome to you all, and we are honored to have you here during this auspicious occasion. Wote nakaribishwa in Swahili, that is liamogetswe. With those few words, I cannot declare the session open because it has already opened. Jambo Africa, karibu, asante sana. Thank you.
I certainly feel welcomed now, and I think everybody else does feel welcomed. Before we move on with our program, there was a question when Ms. Naidu was in the library presentation. So I'm just going to read it for Ms. Naidu. If you can please unmute your mic to respond to the question. The question that was posted in the chat was that, does UNISA offer prescribed books, or is there other places that we could get these books? So does the library offer students prescribed books?
Some of the
Do you have enough prescribed books in the library? Maybe?
No.
Sorry for that.
No, like with any other university, it's actually up to the student to actually purchase prescribed books. We do have a limited number, and some of our prescribed books are actually in the postal collection. That's the hard copies. You may get earlier editions also available as an ebook. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. So colleagues and students, if you don't mind, we shall carry on with our presentations. Like I said in the beginning, all these presentations, the PowerPoints are going to be available for everybody, so do not panic. The next presentations are from Dr. Labane and Mr. Hlachwayo, and they are going to be speaking to us on our signature module. Colleagues, you can carry on with the presentations.
Oh, thank you so much, Doc, for giving me this opportunity to present on the module social dimension in justice. You can go to the next slide. Or okay, you can go. Okay, thank you. Before I can start to do presentation, let me just introduce you the overview of what I'm going to introduce. The first part will be our introduction, and we come with the purpose and outcomes of the module and how this module will offer it within the college and why is it important, why we do full online, and the role of teaching assistants, and as well as submitting of your assignments, contacting the university via email, and assessment pen, as well as academic dishonesty. Please, we may move to the next slide because we have no time. I must make sure that I make snappy, but as information must be conveyed very accurately. So if I may start with our introduction now. Social dimension of justice, it is a signature module, as I mentioned, for the College of Law with the code subject SJD 1501. So this module was introduced in 2013. First one is introduced with the credit levels of 12 credit with a national qualification framework of 5. And this module actually is fully online module, which is offered within the University of South Africa. The module focus of mentorship, interaction, critical thinking, communication that you have to do online, media influence. I'll try to explain why is that happening in the slides, because there are medias, there will be some clips or some things that you need to go through with current issues that need to be discussed, while also attending to approaching social values and establish social cohesion. We can move to the second slide. Thank you. I think my slides that I have prepared, because I reduced most and this to me out to be much as efficient as possible. So the purpose of this module will introduce the student to South African context in which will be required to perform as future legal and criminal justice functionary. The focus is to allow you to develop basic understanding of what shapes our legal system, the nature of South African law and criminal justice, and how law applies and justice administered. You should also develop an awareness of how legal criminal function can contribute towards building a safer and more justice society in conformity with the South African Constitution. Thank you. Outcome of this module. After completing this module, we hope that we'll be able to demonstrate understanding of South African legal and criminal justice, demonstrate understanding of South African Constitution, legal and criminal justice system within global community, articulate personal philosophy of justice with specific reference to the principle of restorative justice on which legal or criminal professional service to humanity is based. Thank you. Next slide. How this module offer. Thank you. I'll try to summarize as possible. This module will offer online through my UNISA platform. So when you register there is my UNISA platform, meaning that in my UNISA platform, everything will be get there. For example, your study material, your other resources are there under additional resources. The only thing that you'll obtain is only tutorial letter 101, which is the only printed material that you receive. But the rest of the material, you will get it there, meaning that there's no printed material that will be offered. So you will communicate with your lecturers, or if I may say, your teachers assistants, which you abbreviate TAs. So each student will be allocated in 50 groups, meaning that you'll be involved in one group. Teaching assistants, there are some tools there that you use, that discussion tools, question and answers. If anything you want to interact and communicate with the lecturer, you communicate through means of my UNISA and email. You'll only interact with your peers via My UNISA. Please don't use other account except my UNISA or my life account or email. At the time of registration, you receive a printed tutorial letter 101, as I mentioned. That's the only material that you'll get. So the rest of the thing, you'll get it after. There's a lot on complaining that now this module is online. Why you suppose we're not getting study material? No, you'll get study material. Then you'll be grouped. I think you were quick. Let me brief. Go back to the slides quick because it's very important. Yeah, thank you. The last part. Sorry for that to be slow. So I'm a very comprehensive person when I present. So what I'm trying to say here, you'll be grouped as soon as you register. You'll be grouped and assigned into teaching assistants. And these teaching assistants will, if you can check there's an example that I gave you, like it will be SJT 1501-2024, which is the year, and S1, which is semester. Then this number 10, this is a group that will be allocated. Maybe it will be 10 or 15 or 20, it will depend which group you are grouping to. Okay, we can go to the next slide. Thank you. Why this module should be offered online? You know, this module that there are some changes in the we teach UNISA. So we are trying ourselves in an issue online. I guess in future our module will be in. So it allow you to it will allow you to read all your study material, but not just jump into assignment and relevant chapters. This module create around online presence and participation. You'll be able to be face to face work regularly every day in a minute or some few minutes a day. It will depend on you, meaning that you won't be get bored and only jump to assignment, because if you know most of these modules that are not online, people, they just go to an assignment and read only those relevant to interact with your peers, with other students, and discuss about issues, engage with one another, influencing one another in a very correct way. Thank you. We can go further. Next slide. Okay, thanks. The role of the TA. So your TA will introduce himself to the group and welcome you and make sure that everything that he announced, he put it on announcements, and he will assist you in order to navigate to online module. Teaching assistant also introduce you with the subject content of the course. So I cannot explain that, you will get it, the subject content of the course, and teaching assistant will make sure that they assist you in responding to online queries, provide you with support online, interacting frequently online with the lead lecturers. They make sure that if there's something they don't get a student, they ask with regarding to the module, so they send it to the lecturer. As lecturers, there are 3 lecturers within the department, myself, Mr. Tlachayo, and Ms. Malepa, and Tanjuem Mr. They will assist. Now, submission of your assignment. So I won't go deep that it's all about all the modules. Your assignment will be submitted on my module, so on my UNISA module site. That's when you'll submit. So the type rating assignment are not submitted through my UNISA on assignment tab, while discussing are submitted under discussing tab of your group site. Your assignment must be submitted electronically. Thank you. Contacting the university, okay, that I will tap. I won't go much in that. You only need to contact university via my life account. No other account can be contacted, because if you send via Gmail, you will be ignored. Please, there will be email that will be provided after registered, which is my account. So university won't be responsible with what you will send if it's not my life account. Hey, you are too fast. Okay, thank you. Assessment plan. When we come to assessment plan, now this module, this is very important, Betty. This module, understand that it consists of 7 assignments, of which 6 of this module assignments are mandatory, which means if you did not submit this assignment 1 up to 6, or any of one of assignment, you won't get mark. It's simple as APC, because this is one of the things that you are dealing with. After examination has been written, students are complaining, I didn't get my marks, why I'm not passed, why this? So I need to explain this explicitly so that students must understand. So the last assignment, which is assignment number 7, that's set as an examination, meaning that it's a compulsory assignment. You don't submit anything in this assignment, or you don't, so your result will come as absent. meaning that it will be presented as absent. You'll understand, maybe you'll get the statement after indicated that you were absent from exam. Then you'll ask yourself, why am I absent? Because this was not examination. No, assignment number 7 is compulsory. You need to submit it, meaning that submit all the assignment on my module. So the rest of the due days, where to submit, how, everything, you'll get it on my UNISA or on tutorial letter 101, or online, you'll get the rest of information. Thank you. You can jump to the other slides. Okay, academic dishonesty. Okay, when we're talking about academic dishonesty here, we are talking of plagiarizing. I'll explain what is plagiarizing. And we are talking of student copying from one another. We are talking of students who are doing the work together, but they submit their work, same work that they did. Or some students, they repeat the module because they know the advantage that some of these questions will be asked, will be repeated. They will send the very same assignment that they sent last year. They will catch. Those TAs that are very clever, they will catch because we know some of them. So all the tricks that we know that our students do. So I can do that. So when we talk about plagiarizing, we talk that you must make sure that you're not copying and pasting from any sort without acknowledging the sort, not including reference, or deliberately inserting incorrect biographic information, or paraphrasing without acknowledging the original source of the information. So that will be called plagiarizing. So you may paraphrase the written or author by stating the idea expressed in his or his writing own words. This requires ability to first understand what the author is saying and write it down in your own individual style. That's an important thing, because university won't stand plagiarism. Because plagiarism, should it occur that your work is being plagiarized, you'll be given 0. And I like assignment number 1 because there is a declaration that you need to sign there that indicates the issue of plagiarizing. Thank you. You can pass to the next slides. I think I'm done. That's it. Thank you, colleagues. I try to be snappy as possible because the time was limited here. Thank you so much.
Not a problem, Doc, and thank you very much for that. You didn't have much time, but you actually did. I feel that you gave details. But I would like to ask you, there are 2 questions that I would like to pose for you, which are posted on the platform. The first one, Siwa Piwe asked, what must I do to get grouped? And then the second one, I think they asked, which style of referencing is used for the signature module?
Okay, thank you so much. No, the first question, if I may ask, that one was asked. First of all, you must wait to be grouped. Then there will be a grouping that will take place. So be patient, because grouping will take place. There are colleagues who are responsible for grouping. So what is important, what you can do, send the email to the lecturers. If you can check your tutorial lecture, check the emails of the lecturer where you can send email and request and indicate that you are not grouped, so that can be arranged and set with ICT, so that grouping can be arranged as soon as possible. That is not a straight match. But what I'll appeal, please be patient, because grouping takes time. It's not a quick process that is taking place. Then the second question, what was the second question? Sorry. If
the style of referencing, what style of referencing is used?
Okay, the style of referencing, there will be tutorial letter 301 that will be posted. I think for now, there's nothing there. I'm not sure, but I've communicated with the relevant department so that they can put it on the system. There's a tutorial 301 that will be there. I think starting from now or tomorrow, you'll get that, will give you the style of referencing for the module.
All right. Thank you so much, Doc. I think we will move on then to our next presenters, who are going to be speaking to us about online tutoring. And that's Ms. Rakwale and Ms. Mokone. Colleagues, you can go ahead with your presentation.
Welcome, everyone. We'll be discussing the issue of online tutoring. The modules offered by the College of Law for 2024 are as follows. It's for Department of Mercantile Law, it's Commercial Law, Individual Law, and we've got Criminal and Procedural Law with those 2 modules, and Public, Constitutional, and International Law for those 2 modules. These are the 6 modules that are offered for online tutoring for 2024. Moving forward, What is face-to-face tutoring? Face-to-face tutoring now involves online tutoring session between the student and the tutor. Who are our tutors? Our tutors are qualified experts who are practitioners and specialists in the subjects in which they are appointed to be online tutors. They are drawn from mostly other educational institutions, public and private organizations, and are appointed as independent contractors to work on part-time basis. How do you join face-to-face tutoring? To join face-to-face tutoring, you need to register on MyUNISA for these online modules to be able to attend the sessions. How do you participate in these tutorials? To participate in these tutorials, you need to prepare adequately for your online tutorials, attend online tutorials regularly, and participate actively in the sessions offered. You have to work cooperatively with other students and the tutor. How is face-to-face tutoring carried out? Tutorial classes are conducted on an online basis. This means students meet with their tutors via Teams at specific scheduled times, which can be obtained on MyUNISA under student support and regions. Then you click on the tutorial schedule. On the schedule, it will have a particular topic that will be discussed on that particular day and the day that they're going to have that particular session. Where do I get full information about regional learning centers and information about modules offered for face-to-face tutoring? The Student Support Region tab on MyUNISA provide all that information regarding the regional office contact details and where to get information if you have issues regarding registering for those online classes. Thank you, Program Director.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rahwale. Please don't disappear as yet. I see that there is a question for you there on the chat regarding the fees. Somebody is asking if they have to pay extra fees for them to be able to be part of the eTutor group.
It's free. The university is free of charge. No fees for that, yes.
Okay, but there is specific modules, right? It's not every single module that has an eTutor. There is specific modules.
It's not eTutors. These ones are face-to-face tutors.
Oh, these ones are face-to-face.
Face-to-face tutors, yes. And it's only those 6 modules that we listed on the first slide that are offering those face-to-face online tutoring.
All right, awesome. I think it's clearer now. Thank you so much. As you've heard, students, it's free of charge. And there's specific modules that Ms. Rahwale presented about that have face-to-face tutors. Next, we will have our colleague, Ms. Boy, who's also going to be doing her presentation on the Information Center, on the College of Law Information Center. You can go ahead, colleague.
Good afternoon, students and colleagues. A very warm welcome to the College of Law. My name is Linda Boy. I'm the College Information Coordinator, and today I'm going to briefly share with you the role of the Information Center. So, apart from providing information to students, our role is, amongst other things, to advise students on the general processes and procedures of the university. We advise students on the rules and the policies of the university, and we also play a liaison role where we facilitate the resolution of queries between students and relevant departments. So here, if you have already escalated your query to the necessary department, we will then play the middleman and follow up on your behalf. One other thing, you can move the slide. One other thing that we do is that the legal fraternity requires testimonial letter / reference letter as a supporting document for your application. So we will also provide you with the appropriate letter for your admission, be it clerkship, attorney, advocate, pupillage, and so forth. So we also draft study leave letters for employer for portfolio modules. So UNISA does not have a timetable for portfolio modules, and you might want to take a leave from work to finalize your portfolio. So if you are working and you want to take leave, you might as well contact us during exam so that we can provide you with a study leave letter. The other thing is that we also draft a recommendation letter for bursaries, students who wants to apply for bursaries. Move the slide. Now, how to contact the information center? We've got two email addresses. We've got the lawgenary@unisa.ac.za. We've got the clawenquiries@unisa.ac.za. The contact numbers are listed below and are also available on the website. Thank you. Move to the next slide. Part of my presentation part two of my presentation is regarding the examination support through the live feed. The live feed is the online meeting that we usually have during exam. So the primary purpose of the live feed stream is to support our students during the exam session. Our live feed stream team consists of your lecturers, your ICT department, examination department, UNISA call center, and the live feed is available the entire duration of the exam. Now, important things to note regarding exam. You need, as a student, you need to read all the instructions announcement posted by your lecturer prior to the exam. I cannot overemphasize the importance of reading the instruction. We don't want a situation where you are all over the place. You don't know what to do on the day of the exam. You need to know how to access the paper, Invigilator app, and the proctoring tools used by the university, and the examination rules and other exam-related matters. Can move the slide. I did not include this information, but I will include it when we send this presentation to you. But of critical importance is that you have to have your Invigilator app at hand, Invigilator app number, the WhatsApp number at hand. Unfortunately, as the university, we are unable to assist you with the Invigilator app related issues. So we are going to share with you the Invigilator WhatsApp number for you to use should you experience any issues during your exam. MCQ quiz exams are linear, meaning that you cannot browse through the question paper. Otherwise, you will not be able to go back. There's no skipping of questions, hoping that you'll go back. You won't be able to go back. Thirdly, what is important is that failure to activate your QR code within the stipulated time will lead to your results being withheld to the university. This information is very much important and will be shared with you from the lectures, and we will also send these presentations to you. How to contact us during exam. I know most of you contact your lecturers, but apart from your lecturers, you can contact this number on the screen. You can also send an email to clawenquiries@unisa.ac.za. We've got a well-equipped team at the call center who are able to take you through the process, and their number is 0800 001 and their email address of the contact center is enquire@unisa.ac.za. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Boy. Before you step down, there is actually a question already, somebody looking for a letter. So which email address do they actually email? Because I saw, let me see, I'm just scrolling up. Okay, I think it's Mr. Aliburu said, good day, regarding bursary letters, I'm doing first year LLB. Can I be assisted with a bursary request letter for my employer, or is it only available for postgraduate? So who can Mr. Aliburu contact for the letter?
So the student can send an email to lawgenary@unisa.ac.za. We'll gladly assist with the letter. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. Can you please type that email address on the chat?
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. And then, Ms. Leonard, there is a question about a MOOC. I don't know if you want to take that. What I know is that MOOC stands for Massive Open Online Course, but I don't know what MOOC courses we have. So if you can maybe tackle that question.
Thank you very much. As part of the formal curriculum, we don't have any MOOCs, offered by the College of Law. The MOOC that the first year students have to do is part of the first year experience in order to prepare them for studying at UNISA. So part of the MOOC has to be done on application, and other parts of the MOOC have to be done either during registration or post-registration. But just as a college activity, the college doesn't actually offer any MOOCs at present. It's only offered by the Student Retention Unit, the SRU, that students have to complete either during the application process or registration process. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that. And Ms. Naidu, I see you are still here. Before we move to the next presentation, there was a question earlier on when you were doing a presentation about the Florida Library. Somebody was asking if the library is functional, fully functional at Florida campus.
The library is currently closed due to renovations, but students can, if it's postgrad students, they are welcome to email their personal librarians for an online service. And if there's any branch inquiries, they can use the email addresses that are posted on the slides. But unfortunately, no face-to-face services are offered, and the library is still currently closed. When it opens, the students will be notified. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. And I see there is a message there on the chat from Ms. Rakwale regarding the tutors. She's saying that the face-to-face tutoring is done online. You register via MyUNISA once your modules have been registered. So just take note of that, please. So our next, we were supposed to be having a presentation on the recognition of prior learning, but we are not going to be having that presentation, but the slides are going to be sent to you. So our last presentation for this afternoon then will be from our colleague from the UNISA Law Clinic. So Ms. Mohammed will do the presentation for us. Please go ahead, colleague.
Thank you, Program Director. A very good afternoon to everyone present here today. My name is Shaida Mohammed, and I am an attorney at the UNISA Law Clinic, as well as the Street Law Project Coordinator. As a representative of the UNISA Law Clinic, on behalf of Advocate Morota, the head of the Law Clinic, allow me to thank the Deanery for the opportunity to attend this very important orientation today, and allow me, students, to welcome you as our future colleagues, attorneys, advocates, magistrates, and judges. We look forward to walking your legal career with you every step of the way. I am here today to tell you what the UNISA Law Clinic is all about, what we have to offer, and how we can be of assistance to you in your legal career. Before I begin my presentation, please note that I have very limited time, so I'm going to try and give you as much information as I can about the UNISA Law Clinic, the Foci Plan projects, and the student support that we have to offer. But with me today, I have all of my colleagues in the meeting and in the chat as well, who are going to assist with answering any questions that you may have. So please feel free to post as we go along, and they will be there to answer. So by way of an introduction, the UNISA Law Clinic is run as an independent professional attorney's practice and is recognized as such by its professional governing body, which is the Legal Practice Council. So as a clinic, we apply for accreditation, we receive accreditation, and we adhere to the same rules applicable to any private attorney. At the Law Clinic, you will find legal practitioners with empathy for the indigent and a drive to serve the community. So just a little about the UNISA Law Clinic. It falls under the College of Law and is headed by Advocate Khagudi Morota. You will find us the head office at the Sunnyside campus in Pretoria. We have 3 additional branches in Polokwane, Middelburg, and Parow. So if you are around, please feel free to come and say hi. The Law Clinic is staffed by legal practitioners, legal candidate candidate legal practitioners, legal secretaries, advocates. We also have a marketing officer, a project coordinator, as well as a legal researcher. That is the staff. And then, so what do we do? What are our goals and our aims, and what is the purpose of the UNISA Law Clinic? Number one, it's clinical legal education. And by that, we aim to bridge the gap between theory and practice. So we do this by offering projects such as, which I will mention later on, but we also offer practical vocational training as well as VAC work with the emphasis on legal skills such as communication skills, administrative skills, drafting skills, research, writing skills, and of course, litigation skills. And then secondly, we deliver or we offer free legal services to indigent members of the public in line with the guidelines of the Legal Practice Council. So some of the services that we offer to the indigent members of our community include assisting them with legal matters relating to divorce, maintenance, domestic violence, evictions, civil litigation, labor matters, impact litigation, and criminal matters. So in rendering our services, we consult, draft letters, notices, pleadings. We appear on behalf of our clients in court and other tribunals. And those are some of the things you will see us or find us doing on a daily basis at the UNISA Law Clinic. And now for our student support. We provide clinical legal education to the UNISA law students through what we call FOCI plan projects. By FOCI, we mean focused projects. So we offer the following projects, which we believe are highly beneficial, and we encourage each and every one of you to apply and participate in any or all of the projects. So I am just going to briefly go through them, but my colleagues are in the chat, as I mentioned, and they are ready and willing to assist and answer any questions that you may have regarding these projects. So we offer for the students moot court, and that is a mock judicial proceeding setup where students examine a hypothetical case and they submit legal arguments to a panel of judges. We then offer street law. That is where we train LLB students on practical aspects of various legal topics. Students then present to community members as a form of educating and empowering the community. We then have student debates, where students participate in an annual debate in order to develop writing, presentation, and argumentation skills. And we have practical legal skills, which provides for free extracurricular practical legal education with specific focus on the application of theory. We are also in collaboration with the UNISA Law Students Association also. Then some of the advantages that you may gain by participating in these projects, apart from it not only making you feel less isolated as a distance learning student, you will gain research and analytical skills. You will learn how to draft heads of argument and other court documents. You will develop confidence and skills in addressing the court. You will gain writing, presentation, and argumentation skills, as well as litigation techniques. So each of the projects has its own project coordinator, is of a different duration, different expectations and skills, and we provide certificates at the end of each project. So you will receive a certificate of participation at the end of each project. Apart from the projects, we offer final year LLB students, or LLB graduates rather, practical vocational training and VAC work. So the practical vocational training, which is offered to LLB graduates, is for a period of 2 years. During the service of the practical vocational training, candidates are given files to work with from the very beginning until the finalization of the matter. So they are given opportunity to consult, take instructions, draft documents, and appear in court. So currently we have 11 candidate legal practitioners who are serving their training and will thereafter be admitted to practice. Towards the end of the year, with the assistance of the ALSA office, we select final year LLB students to work with us for a period of 3 weeks. We thereafter provide them with a certificate of completion, which can be used and attached to their CVs. And then, students and colleagues, we offer a range of workshops, lectures, and seminars throughout the year, which are advertised widely on our social media platforms. And are on various legal topics and is for the benefit of the students, the staff, and the colleagues. And then lastly, and very importantly, the contact information for any further information about the law clinic, about the projects, about practical vocational training, VAC work, you can contact the numbers listed on the screen. And then we have quite a few social media platforms where we post information on frequently. So please like and follow and subscribe for more information. That is it from me. I thank you very much for listening, and I wish you the very best with your studies and careers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mohammed, for the presentation. I see that Mr. Kgopotso Lebepe has also been quite busy on the chat responding to questions, so I'm not going to be asking you any questions because it's been tackling those questions as you were busy with the presentation. So colleagues and students, this is actually the end. That was our last presentation. Thank you very much, and thank you for also bearing with us as we were running at a speed of a cow train, but unfortunately we had to respect the time. But let me just thank all our presenters who presented today, starting with Professor Fitz and Ms. Naidu, and Dr. Labani, Ms. Rakhwale, and Ms. Boyi, and Ms. Mohammed, who's just presented now. Also, Mr. Matala, who opened this session for us officially and representing the College of Law, the Deanery. We thank also the Deanery for this opportunity, for you students that you were given this opportunity. We are grateful for that. And then also my co-drivers who've been busy in the background. Ms. Leonard, thank you very much. And I see also Mr. Ram Mila has been quite busy in the background, also responding to students. Thank you very much, colleagues, for also assisting the students and also for coordinating this session. I saw there was one hand that was up. We actually officially do not have any more time left. So I'm not sure if I'm able to take that hand quickly because then we need, I think it's Tapang Timani. Tapang, are you not able to type quickly? Tapang Timani? Okay, I'm not sure if the students are able to speak on their side, but from my side, I think this is it. Ms. Leonard, if there's anything from your side.
No, just to thank you so much for your facilitating this wonderful workshop, and also for the presenters who presented. Thank you very much for assisting, as well as our students for attending. Thanks, colleagues. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And remember, our students, you will receive the presentations. Thank you so much. I think we are officially done. Thank you.